Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to these big foundational solutions to, these problems that we're talking about addressing, such as income inequality, another bold solution that's been proposed that I heard you briefly mention on another show you were on is the concept of universal basic income, which has been widely popularized as of late. And I'm personally hoping that the, next mayor of New York City is able to kind of lead the way on this front, would try to get a UBI implemented for the citizens of New York City. I think it would certainly be a game changer and could be a nation-leading policy. Would you attempt to implement something like a guaranteed income for the citizens of New York City? And how would that work as mayor? Like, how would you be able to get something like that accomplished?
I'm super excited about universal basic income, and it's something that a few of us in the council have gotten excited about, talked about. We are trying to figure out how to make that work. And there are a lot of mechanisms that we've actually created that will mimic this kind of support for people. And there's 2 or 3 things that I want to make sure are kind of set in this program. One is that every New Yorker should have access to this program. And I'm talking about immigrants, undocumented immigrants. And so that becomes a little bit we have to work a little bit harder when that happens. We can do that with city tax money, and we've done it in other programs like the identification card, IDNYC. I don't know if either of you have it in your wallet, but you also
we're both based out of Kansas City, actually, so we're not New Yorkers.
Oh, that's right. Okay, well, IDNYC is this incredible program for New Yorkers that New Yorkers can take on, and anybody, no matter your immigration status, can have a government issued ID. And that's good for so many things like police. Many times you get caught up in the criminal justice system. And so we created every program like this is for everybody. Universal basic income has to be the next one. And then the other thing that we did recently was a program called Fair Fares. And I don't know if you've heard about that. In New York, we wanted to ensure that people have
public transportation,
half price Metro cards.
Yeah.
And that's something that we created and designed for everyone, no matter what immigration status you had. And so this is all kind of in the making towards it. So that's how we're gonna do it. And as mayor, what I want to do, and even before mayor, this is why building our own budget is going to be important. Because what we want to do is actually do it now. I don't want to wait to 2022. I want to use the power that I have in the council to implement ideas, bringing a grassroots effort to really push this current council to do the right thing. And I want to be able to display my mayoral vision now. And I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen.
Yeah, well, it's certainly needed. And I think you touched on a really important point that I wanted to get into was when you talked about when we provide relief at scale, especially in a place like New York City, which does have such a diverse population, you need to be considering solutions that are, taking into mind people of all, immigration statuses, of all, housing situations. And when we're looking at the, particularly the housing situation in New York City, I'm sure these numbers have gotten worse, but at one point it was something like 30% of renters were unable to, were months behind on rent, facing massive eviction. As soon as any kind of government prevention and evictions are allowed to begin again, there's going to be just a horrifying and devastating kind of houselessness crisis unfolding in New York City, the likes of which we haven't seen since the Great Depression. I'm wondering what kind of solutions that you're thinking of, both as a city council person now and as a future mayor. How do we work to resolve that for all people of New York?
Yeah, this is one of those categories that has a lot of ideas. I want to share with you some of the things that are exciting and really out of the box. One is I want to start thinking about municipalizing apartments. What does that mean? There are thousands of apartments right now in the city of New York that are empty, and they're empty for a lot of different reasons. I want to be able to figure out how the city can either create a program or to really kind of force a situation where they would have to, whomever is holding it, maybe an international company or whatever, to offer it into a city program that would allow for a family to move in.